guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Crystal and I am back with another video. In today's video I am doing something different for you guys. This is completely out of my comfort zone. Your girl is going to give you guys a story time today. Now I know I've been putting up some makeup looks for you guys. I hope you guys have been enjoying that, but I just wanted to do something different and hopefully you guys enjoy this. Now it's not nothing juicy, it's not nothing crazy out of the way. It is a little crazy, but I haven't really gone through that many like extreme things in my life, but hopefully I think this story will qualify enough as a story time that you guys will actually be interested in it. So before we get into the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also put on your post notifications, which will give you an alert every time I post a video. So if you want to hear this story time about how I have a psychotic, crazy, and just weird neighbor, then keep watching. Okay guys, so where do I begin with this story? Let's see, let's start from the beginning. So this probably happened, let's see, about, I would say maybe like 8 months ago, maybe close to a year. We started having like, me and hubby started having like these weird interactions with our neighbor who lives in the apartment below us. There would be like these weird banging sounds and I'm like, what could she possibly be doing? And mind you, this is like at different times of the night. There's a constant banging. Now keep in mind, my floor is her ceiling, so I'm like, what could she possibly be doing at these times of the night, making all this noise? So whatever, we ignored it, didn't make a big deal about it. And then as time progressed, Spike, which is my dog, he would start making noises. You know how dogs are. My dog is a pit. He's big. So compared to a little chihuahua, making all these noise or licking, scratching, doing whatever they do, compared to my dog, it's a big difference. But at the same time, you're literally in the apartment below me. So I don't think these little noises that he makes and all of that stuff is that much of a big issue, you know what I mean, for your apartment. But anyway, it started seeming as if like every time there was a noise coming from my house, from my apartment, like she would make a noise back. It was like the pettiest thing ever. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, whatever noise it is that's happening in my apartment, it's not happening on purpose. It's not like we're walking hard and stomping our foot and like making all these noises on purpose just to irritate you. Like, we're actually living our life. We're doing certain things. Yeah, there's times where things will fall. I mean, who lives in a place and things don't fall? Things don't break. Like, there's always room for stuff to happen. So, but this neighbor, she was just being super petty about it. And at first I wasn't like really paying mind to what was going on until like hubby's like, I think like she's doing this because of this, or I think she's doing this because of this. And I'm like, really? Like, who's really going to waste all that time doing stuff like that? So I was brushing it for most of the time in the beginning. But let's say right at this point we are in like maybe 5 months towards these little like petty things happening, and all of a sudden hubby's like on the computer doing his business stuff, all of that, and I'm like lounging around, and he's like, no, and he gets a phone call. So he answers, and the creepiest shit ever, the person on the other line happens to say, oh, there's a lot of noise coming from your apartment. I'm trying to sleep. So then hubby was like, he gave her a specific response, like, are you kidding me? Like, how did you get my, like, are you kidding me? How did you get my number? Whatever. Now, mind you, keep in mind, hubby has a business. So on his business Instagram, there is a contact number. Of course, this is separate from his personal number, but it's still, you know, he will still get the call if you call. So I'm like, are you serious? Like, first of all, how did she find you on Instagram? Because she doesn't know our names or anything like that. And I'm like, that's weird and creepy. Like, who does that? Like, how you literally went. I mean, I really don't know how she figured out his name. Like, to this day, me and hubby are still trying to figure out how she, like, searched him. I know we're in 2020, and I know, like, it's super easy for certain people to do stuff. But listen, not for nothing. Oh my God, my earring. But not for nothing, this woman, I don't think she's, like, as computer or technology savvy as, say, me or hubby would be, you know. So I'm like really trying to bust my bubble, trying to figure out how did she find him? Like, I don't understand. Whether you were to see us once or twice or whatever the case may be, which to this day, like, we've been living in this apartment building for years, I have never seen her before, never. So I don't understand. She didn't even really know what I looked like. But anyway, this whole thing started with hubby, and she did that. So hubby got so upset because now it's like, first of all, you were doing the petty shit in the beginning, which we were not doing anything towards you, right? Now you're like calling in business numbers on Instagram because clearly the Instagram's public. Like, you're doing too much. Like, you really are doing too much. So hubby got upset, and he decides to go downstairs to tell her about herself. So I'm like, okay, I'm going, because I want to, like, as a female, like, I want to see, like, I need to put a face to the name. You know how sometimes where you hear about something that somebody did, or, you know, somebody's telling you about this person, and yeah, you understand because clearly they're telling you the story or whatever, but when you, like, actually are physically able to look at the person, it's like everything clicks and everything just makes sense at that moment. So I'm like, I'm going with you because I need to see what she looks like, because maybe this will give me an idea, like, okay, maybe she looks, you know, out of her mind or whatever the case may be. Like, I mean, not that I know how a person who's out of their mind looks. I mean, they could look pretty sane, but I went with him. So we go downstairs, he knocks on the door, she looks through the peephole, and she opens the door, and hubby's like, why are you calling me? Why are you calling my phone? Like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, because I'm trying to get some sleep, and there's all this noise coming. We're like, what noise? What are you talking about? Like, he's telling her, like, what are you talking about? What noise? And she's like, oh, there's noise coming from. I'm like, well, whatever noise you're hearing, it's not coming from our apartment. And I'm just in the background, I'm letting hubby talk, and I'm just, you know, obviously she knows there's a female there now, you know, so I'm watching her, whatever. That was the end. She was like, oh, well, I'm sorry, or whatever. Like, you're sorry? Like, you're downstairs trying to be, you know, trying to play cop, trying to, like, look up people. Clearly you're not getting that much sleep because you're, like, going out of your way trying to figure out who people are, when nobody did nothing to you, first of all. And it's like, where do you get the time? Like, who gets enough time to do shit like that? So then we go back upstairs, I'm talking to him, I'm like, I don't understand, what's her problem? Like, you know what I mean? So that was that. We, you know, stayed talking about it for a little while, whatever. All the petty stuff that she was doing, hitting the, you know, the ceiling, all of this nonsense. I think we even had a previous issue with her maybe like 2 years back, where, but mind you, this is before the petty stuff. So, you know, obviously, you know, you have issues or altercations with your neighbors or whatever the case may be. So like 2 years ago, I think she was complaining that water was coming into her bathroom and it had to be coming from our apartment. So that was like before then. But whatever that was, it was whatever that was happening with her apartment, it wasn't coming from our apartment. So we settled that, you know what I mean? So it's almost like we constantly had an issue with this person. And, you know, and when it starts in the beginning, you're like, okay, whatever, she's bugging. Like, she's talking about water is coming from her ceiling, whatever the case may be, and you just automatically assume that the apartment on top of you is the reason why all this shit is happening.
Girl, bye.
So, you know, we weren't paying attention to any of that in the beginning. But now at this point, it's like you over here, you know, trying to be know, investigator or whatever, trying to figure out people, like as if that's gonna do something. So that was that was the second incident. So now I had a completely different story time that I wanted to do for you guys, and I probably will still end up doing it, so stay tuned for that one. But because of something that happened with this same person in my building yesterday, I'm like, oh no, I need to do this story time, because I really need to tell them like how far she's willing to go. Like, I don't understand, what is your problem? So yesterday, no, actually not yesterday, today, you know, I'm currently working from home because, you know, I work in a hospital. So I'm on my laptop, all of that. I look at my cell phone and somebody adds me on Instagram. Now, mind you, I have 2 Instagrams. I have my personal, just because I feel like there's just certain things I like to keep for myself. And obviously that one is private, so I have to approve you. And then I have my YouTube Instagram, which you guys know of. By the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, Christal_Greer, go follow your girl. And then I have that Instagram, which is public. You know, this is for all things my YouTube, you know, makeup, all of that. So I'm like, I get a notification on Instagram. So I click it on my phone, and I see the name, the person's name. They have like this weird name or whatever. Oh my god, this earring. So I see the person's name. It's kind of weird. You know how people have nicknames, whatever the case may be. I'm not paying attention to it. I'm over here thinking, oh, this is, you know, this is somebody who liked my post or whatever. But the person wanted to follow me, so it wasn't a like. It was, you know, it was basically, you know, the person's following you. You know how your page is public, it just gives you the notification, this person is following you, whatever, started following you. So then my mind's like, let me just click on it, you know, because I have a lot of people who follow me. It'll be beauty, it'll be different things. So I'm like, okay, let me click it. I click on it. The first like 6 pictures are like random things. It's not of an actual person at all. It's just random things, you know, random pictures of stuff. And then I keep scrolling down to the bottom, and then I see one picture. Like, I literally froze right there. And then I click on the picture just so I could get, you know, a bigger view of it. And guess who it is? This crazy ass psycho woman in my building who lives downstairs, me and hubby's apartment. She added me on my Instagram. Oh, so now you know the guy. Clearly you know his last name. So you know, naturally a person's gonna be like, well, what would his girlfriend's name be? Which is probably what she's thinking. Meanwhile, you know, I'm his wife, but what would his girlfriend's name be, you know, because we already know their last name is Greer, so what would her first name be? And she, here we go again, Miss Investigator, because I showed up, like, I don't know what, a year ago with hubby at your door, and a year later you're now interested in who the girl was. So now you're going digging, trying to figure out who I am, and like, you just happen to come across my Instagram. What a coincidence. Like, how is she, I don't understand, what is she doing? Like, are you literally putting people's name in? And I know she had to put my, well, I don't know how she would know my name. But what she would have did though, which I'm assuming is probably the best route, she already knows hubby's name. So she would have just put that in, right? Clearly he has pictures of me like on his Facebook, which I don't even know if she would get into his Facebook, because I don't know if his Facebook's public or private. But I'm pretty sure if you look him up, a picture of me has to come up, like, you know what I mean? So I think that's probably what she did. My Facebook has a completely different name. It doesn't have like not my YouTube Facebook, my personal Facebook. It doesn't have Christal Greer. It's been like that since I was in high school. I don't know, I was just being weird. And even though it's like 10 years later, like, I never felt the need to change it. So I leave it like that. Unless you literally have me in your contacts in your phone, like, my Facebook will not pop up, like, because the name is like so specific. So I know she can't add me through, she couldn't have found me through there. Instagram maybe through hubby's business, but then again, there's only business pictures on there. So like, what are you doing? Are you clicking there must be a post on the business, which I don't even think hubby does that. I don't even think he would tag his personal Instagram from the business. I don't think I've ever seen him do that. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, I'm trying to get into the mind of a psychotic person, trying to figure out how the hell that she's doing this. Like, I don't understand. I know it's possible in this day and age, but for somebody her age, like really, miss? Like, really, miss? I really should say ma'am. Like, really? That's what you're spending your time doing? Trying to figure out people? So Instagram, my personal Instagram, she couldn't add me through there for sure. That's private. And the only other option that's left is my YouTube Instagram. Like, she's crazy. Like, I think she's crazy. I feel like that's how stalkers begin. Like, how a pattern for a stalker begins. Like, you literally see a person one time, you go in your house, you get on your laptop, you start googling them, whatever the case may be, you find their Instagram, then you start sending them messages. I feel like this is how this shit starts, and she better, like, she needs to get her shit together, because I am not the one. I'll tell her, like, that's for sure. I'm not the one for her to be playing with. Like, hubby will be like, oh, whatever, you know, she can't do nothing, whatever. Not me. Like, I'm from the Caribbean. We don't believe, like, when people are doing weird shit like this, we don't take shit like this lightly. Like, I don't understand. Next thing you know, I'm gonna put my garbage outside the door, and then you're gonna come upstairs, go through my garbage. Like, weird. Like, I don't understand. Like, this is how these little shit starts, and I am not taking this lightly. Like, she needs to stop her shit, or else. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, she needs to stop. Like, I don't understand what's her problem. Like, last time hubby knocked on her door, she doesn't want it to be a second time where I knock on her door, because it's not gonna be a nice conversation. You know how we females can get. Females to female, so she's gonna feel it. Like, it's not gonna be, you know, nice. But anyway, today, so obviously she followed me. Guess what your girl did? I mean, my account's private, my account's public. There's not much I could do other than one option. I blocked her. I think I felt so much satisfaction in blocking her. Like, it's public, whatever, anybody has access to it, but it's just the fact that it's her. Like, what do you possibly want to see on my YouTube? You just on my Instagram, you just literally want to be nosy and see what's going on. Mind you, all you're gonna see is makeup looks, miss, unless you're trying to, like, follow my tutorials and do your makeup. I don't know what you're doing on my Instagram, because you ain't gonna see nothing personal about me. Like, I keep those two things completely separate. But anyway, so that happened, I don't even know, earlier this morning. So hubby goes out to do his business stuff, comes back home. No, he goes out. Maybe he was gone like half an hour. He sends me a text showing me a screenshot on his Instagram of her adding him. Like, really, miss? Like, really? Mind you, she started following hubby's business Instagram. I would have blocked her. I really would have blocked her. Like, what are you doing? And it's one thing, I feel like there's so much of a better way to do this. Like, you could literally meet a person for the first time, and I know word gets around in our building, hubby does t-shirts, you know, there's a lot of things he does. There's guys he knows in the area, in our building, who know what he does. So of course word will get around, you know what I mean? But so it's fine if you're like, if you like something that somebody's doing, but how about just being a regular person, and when you do see the person, say, hey, I see that you're doing t-shirts or whatever, I think what you're doing is really nice, like, how do I order a shirt? You know, like, that's a normal person way of doing things. Or, oh, I see that you do makeup videos, these are really cool, like, how are you so good? Whatever. Like, normal people conversation. Like, at least if you were to come up to somebody and say something like that, it wouldn't seem like super weird. But when you're like doing everything in the back end, you literally live downstairs and you're doing all of this stuff for what purpose? I don't know. Like, you followed me on my Instagram, like, you didn't like a picture, you following hubby on his business page. I mean, are you interested in getting shirts or something? Like, what is the purpose? Like, I don't understand. I just don't get it. I don't understand why is there so many weird people in the world. Like, it's okay to to express yourself, but there's a certain way to go about doing it. Like, this is not the way. Like, I don't understand. And the funny thing is, I'm talking to hubby today and I'm like, I don't understand what is wrong with her. Like, she's crazy. Like, something's wrong. Like, somewhere up here, like, there's a screw loose. Like, everything is not like put together up there. Like, something is not working right up there. And hubby's like, oh, she's just alone. She's probably lonely. She's lonely. I don't know. What do people your age do when you're lonely? I don't know. Join a group for people your age. Go to bingo. I don't know. Go to the casino. Do something that people your age do. Like, don't be on my Instagram trying to look at my pictures or whatever. Like, and I mean, you can do that. See, if it was a random person, because people add me, people follow me all the time, and obviously I'm not taking it in that way. But because it's her, and because of the history of stuff that has occurred, you know what I mean? The history that we have with her has not been anything positive. So now everything that you do moving forward, it's always gonna seem shady, because this is how everything started in the beginning. And you telling me like a year later, like, you're just resurfacing out of nowhere? Like, we haven't had an altercation, we haven't had any of your little petty, you know, knocks, which I'm pretty sure she was doing with a broom or a mop. Like,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Like, you must be, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, you must be really lonely. But at the end of the day, if you're lonely, bother somebody else. Maybe knock the wall on the left hand side of your apartment, not the ceiling. Because I don't get it. Funny thing is, it's like, I'm telling you guys this story now, and it's like, my mom, she watches all my videos. She's like my biggest fan. Hi, Ma. I'm pretty sure when she sees this video, she's gonna be like, who's this person that you're talking about, and why did you not tell me about them? Because it's like, it's like the funniest thing. It's so crazy how I was like, let me do a story time for you guys, and I'm like, I can't think of anything weird or anything crazy that's ever happened in my life until she did what she did today. And I'm like, oh. Anyway, that's the end of the story, guys. Like, it wasn't anything so juicy. It's just that people are strange and they do the weirdest things, and sometimes the reasoning behind it makes absolutely no sense at all. And this is exactly, I think, the entire definition of what this story time is about. It's like, nothing this person does makes any sense. I don't think there's a reasoning behind it. I think she's just lonely. I think she's just irritated for the littlest things, you know. I mean, if you're gonna be irritated by every little thing that is to happen, like, maybe you should go live in a bubble by yourself. Like, hopefully she gets this irritated when Jehovah's Witnesses knock at her door. Because I don't understand. Like, every little thing in the world can irritate you, especially when it's two people who live together, who are living their own life, not paying mind to anybody, not causing any issues with anybody. Like, we've literally been living here forever, and then all of a sudden it's just that same person who just keeps like nagging at things that another person who was living there would not like make a big deal about. Like, moral of the story, people are weird. They do the weirdest, dumbest shit for no apparent reason. But at the end of the day, like, I feel like things like this, you can't like just let it slide, because obviously things build up, as you can see. And there's a lot of like unfortunate incidents that happen in the world. And that and most of them sometimes stem from the pettiest shit. So, you know, I just wanted to share this story with you guys, because I'm giving her like one more time to do some shit. Like, one more time, and I'll be down there. And she better not fuck with me, because I didn't even want to curse on my channel. She made me curse on my channel. I'm giving her one more time, just one more time, for her to do some stupid shit with me. And me and my dog are gonna go right down the stairs for that one flight, and we're gonna pay her a visit. And I'm gonna knock on her door, and I'm gonna be standing right there with Spike next to me, and hopefully she understands, because hopefully, you know, God's listening to this video, and this is not gonna repeat itself. So hopefully, I'm hoping at this point that we're like completely done with her. But I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. This is like the craziest at this point. In like, this year this year I'll be 30. in 30 years, this would be the craziest thing that's ever happened to me, aside from the next story time that I'm gonna post up for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just be careful, guys. Like, people are just so strange. The world we live in nowadays is just unfortunately weird. If you haven't subscribed to your girl's channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click the post notification bell so you get an alert every time I post a video. So if you enjoyed this story time, you won't miss any other future story times or any of my makeup looks. By the way, what do you guys think of this makeup look that I did for today's video? I think it came out really nice. I'm obsessed with this lipstick. It's actually from NYX. And I'm starting to realize, like, I love how the dark colors look on me. So I think I need to get me some more. I'm dying to try like a black lipstick. I don't know how that's gonna go, but anyway, thank you guys so much for listening and hanging with your girl today. I will see you guys on my next video. Bye, guys.